Okay, ignore the glare for a minute. I want to show you guys something. I got a new tapestry. What do you think? Took down the other one, the one with all the reds and oranges and all that, and got this one from Temu. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't much. It was not expensive. I think it was somewhere in the $6 range, but how pretty is that? I have that blue lotus tattooed on my shoulder, a giant blue lotus on my shoulder. I just thought that this is so pretty. And the man brought me flowers, and I was able to break them down into a couple of bouquets. And there's one more right there. Right there. So that's nice. I'm going to turn this light out. It is almost 6 o'clock on October 1. We made it into October. We're in our second burr month. September, October, November, December, 4 burr months out of the year. The cold months, the holiday months. Let me put you on here. I have not put the heat on yet, which makes me very happy. I took some stuff down off my wall, and some more things most likely will go. And then other things will go up. What do I got? Welcome to the Wayward Widow, by the way. Light's not great because it's getting dark out, but I grabbed a card. I haven't done a card in forever. Abraham Lincoln says, most people are happy. Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Remember when I did that one a few times? The action is find happiness within all the little things in your life. If there's a person involved, acknowledge them now. So got that. That's the card. I do not have coffee because I just finished a coffee, but I have ice water. I don't know. This is cup 4 or 5 today. I'm not sure. I've been working a lot on, well, 2 things. One, continuing my book. Not as far as I want to be, but I'll get it done. It's so good, though. I've been working on the gem art. That's what I've been doing a lot of. And I have a lot of it done. All of this outside is all going to be black. All that. But what's really cool about this one is all the gems are glittery. So when the sunlight hits it, super pretty. Super, super pretty. My man friend had speakers, a set of speakers that he got from a family member, and hooked speakers up to my TV in here in the bedroom, which is pretty cool because my TV doesn't have like a sound bar in the front. So there's speakers, let me show you, on either side now. So I can actually hear. Last night we watched, well, the night before we watched, was it 6 days, 7 nights? And last night we watched, the night before also we watched Whale, which I just loved. Last night, The Interns. The Interns that were the, who was it? Where they interned at Google. I love that. I could watch that like 2 or 3 more times. So we watched that. So I still have to do my meditation. He is not here. The new man is not here. He's off at paint class. He's an oil painter. I think I showed one of the paintings he gave me that he did right there. And he's got a couple other ones done or near done. He's got one done that's drying over at the art studio. And I'll show that when it's finished. And I think that's about it. What's been happening? a lot. It feels like a lot has been happening. Someone said in one of the comments a while back that I get anxious meeting new people because I'm looking for approval. And I thought about that for like half a second, and I thought, no, that's got nothing to do with it. Because if I was looking for approval from someone, that would be a whole new thing for me, because I haven't had approval from anyone in my life, like ever, as far as like my family, schoolmates, you know, approval or fitting in or anything has never been my thing. When you look this different from your family, and like everybody under the sun knows that you don't belong, when you don't get approval from the get-go, you don't even know what approval is. You just don't. So that's not it. My anxiety is not because I'm looking for approval. I'm not looking for someone to say, yeah, you know, she's okay, she's a good fit for my dad, you know. No, that's not it. It's just straight up anxiety. It's social anxiety. It's generalized anxiety. I can't even describe it, but I've had it since I was as little as I can remember. And I'm going to have it until my last breath. Like there's no way around it. And I am on medication for it. And what the medication does is keeps me out of the emergency room, you know, so that's that. I need to get hair color. You guys know I've been using the shampoo with the onion biotin in it. If you remember how much my hair broke and thinned out as I was taking care of Sky, my partner, until he passed away. But if you remember, my hair was there to there, and now it's down to there. So the hair is growing in. Look how, and I just put color on it a month ago, probably about a month ago. So I need to get to Walmart and pick up some Nice and Easy and get that done. There was a comment the other day in my last video that I did. It said something like, Tammy, I think you said something like that I got over it quickly. And I said, well, that's kind of your opinion, but I wasn't even sure what you were saying that I got over quickly. Was it that I got over my mini depression quickly, or I got over the loss of my partner quickly? Because there's just no such thing as getting over the loss of your partner, your sibling, your parents, your pet, your child. Like first off, you never get over a loss. It never happens. What you do, what I'm learning, I'm in month 8 now. The end of this month will be 8 months. On the 10th of this month will be Sky's birthday. He would have turned 72. So you don't get over your loss. You also, I don't even know if I can say I get over the mini depressions. I just go through them. You know, I get them, I go through them, bounce back, live life, have it hit, bounce back. It's a continuum. A loss, there's just no getting over that. It doesn't matter who you've lost or how it's happened. I don't know of anybody that can say, oh, I got over that loss. You know, I lost my husband 10 years ago. I'm over it. I've never heard anyone say that. You weave your way through all the feelings, you know. I have days where there's not even a thought of a tear. Like I don't cry. I have days where I don't cry. And then I have a day where I cry a lot. Something hits me, something. I order pictures through Shutterfly. So pictures might come in the mail, or something in the linen closet with my medicines. I come across something that I needed to use for him as he was ill. I opened the closet, the coat closet, where his wheelchair and his rollator and his walker is. Going up and down the basement steps to the laundry, there's yellow fluorescent tape at the bottom steps so that he could see the fluorescent tape marks so that he knew that was the last step before the floor. So there's a constant reminder of him. And so there's no getting over quickly or slowly. There's no getting over. What you figure out how to do is live life. The new life, a new chapter, new book, new series, however you want to look at it. And what's really interesting to me is the difference between a divorce and moving on and a death, because there's a huge difference. At least for me, there's a huge difference between a divorce and losing my partner through death. There's a finality to both of them, divorce and death, but there's a whole different feel to the death. I know on the 27th, when I hit the 7-month mark, the new guy and I, we were watching a movie, and I was facing the clock. And we were watching Meet Joe Black. And at each pivotal time, when the clock hit a certain pivotal time of the night this guy passed away, I was watching that clock for pivotal times, like 8:35. That's about when he took his last breath. And about 9 or 9:10 or something like that, when I called the hospice nurse to come over, that he had passed. And then 9:45, 10 o'clock when she showed up, another pivotal time. 10:45 when she began making phone calls to the coroner and to the funeral home and all that, and getting all the medicines together and dumping them all into this big bucket, this big bottle. And then the 2 men from the funeral home coming over at about 11:30, looking at the clock, pivotal times, midnight when they carried him out. I caught all those times. So, and I'm thinking the morning of the 27th, my only thoughts, and through that day up until 8:30, I'm like, he was still with me. He was agonal breathing, but he was still with me. He was still with me. Just 7 months ago. And it feels like 7 years some days. And it feels like 7 minutes sometimes. And it's the weirdest, strangest, oddest, craziest feeling. It's like I feel like he's going to just come walking through the door. He's going to pull the car up. He's going to get out and get his lunchbox. He's going to come walking in. And then, I see his ashes, and I'm like, that's his body, a part of his body. And it's surreal. Like sometimes I just can't wrap my head around any of the concept of that. So, you don't, because you move forward in your life and you continue living, it doesn't mean that you bounce back quickly or move forward quickly. Like, it's just me living my life, trying to live my life in and around all of the emotions. Because over here, I've got this loss. And over here, I've met someone new. And we're now, this week that we're in now is week 7 that we've been seeing each other. And I'm like, where did those last 7 weeks go? Like, how did that move so quickly? Time, you get to be this certain age and time just goes. I remember I couldn't wait till I was 16 so I could drive. Felt like it took forever for me to reach the age of 16. And then 21, there's these pivotal ages. And then you hit 30, 40, 50. And then all of a sudden it's like it's September 1st, then the next day it's September 30th. Like, that's what it feels like. It feels like 30 days has gone by in one day. And time just moves it faster and faster and faster. And I just keep thinking, how much more time do I have here? How many Christmases am I going to see? How many New Year's Eves? How many more birthdays will I celebrate? And it gets to be almost like a fixation for me, because when you hit a certain age, death is so much around you. You're hearing it on the news. All the actors you watch, the singers you listen to. I was born in 1959. So it's like all these people that I listen to, all the singers and stuff, are just every day one of them is dying. All the actors, all the, like, and you kind of wait. You know, like, I'm a huge Willie Nelson fan. Willie Nelson's like 90. You know, you just, like, you kind of wait. Cher, she's way up there, and it's like you just kind of wait, you know, because you know it's going to happen. And your family, friends of friends. Hey, did you hear about so-and-so passed away? You can't get away from it when you hit a certain age, and it just becomes like your everyday existence of who passed away, you know. And sometimes it's like three movie stars in a day. You know, this one comes up in Google trending. And so for me, I take all that, and watching what Sky went through is not that I wouldn't, what can I say that's going to make sense to anybody? I often think, is it easier? And I'm trying to choose my words, like, you know, well, is it easier? I don't know can you absorb a sudden death a little bit better? Again, none of these words are going to fit. Than an anticipatory death. Like, you watch your loved one ill, and you watch them get sicker and sicker and sicker, and the days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and you know what's going to happen. You're just not exactly sure what day or when there's going to be a big turn in the corner. And so you're waiting, like you're holding your breath every day, knowing and waiting. And it's like, am I doing everything? What else should I do? And so I often ask myself, because my little sister, she lost her daughter at the age of 22 in a car crash. And it was instant. There wasn't like the time for the goodbyes and all that. And I saw her grief. My oldest sister, her husband died suddenly, like in front of her, and I saw her grief. For me with Sky, it was months, years of his body just shutting down, and me watching that. And so going through that, same thing with my dad, going through that makes me appreciate life so much more. Like, I have to. If I waste this time that I have after seeing what I've seen, not only with Sky, but all the deaths I saw when I worked in the hospital, all the clients that I lost when I worked with Beata, like, when you see that so often, you appreciate the life that you have. And you really don't want to take it and just throw it out the window in constant mourning and grief, because it moves quickly. Time moves quickly in your mind. When I flipped my little wooden calendar this morning to October 1, I was like, I can't believe it. Hang on. So I've got this little guy. I got it from Temu. Of course I got it from Temu. So I swear, I feel like I just flipped it to September. Like yesterday. That's what it felt like. Now October, my second Burr month. Sky and I always talked about the burr months. September, October, November, December. Because the four big, I call them the four big, we're coming up on the four big ones. For the Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. And last year, they went by like this. It was like Halloween. It was October 1, then it was Halloween. And then I blinked and it was Thanksgiving Day. And I blinked and it was Christmas Day. And I blinked and it was New Year's Eve. And literally, it was a blink. So as you go through this, you have two choices. You can, just try to drag your way through life, or try to live your way through life and thrive, your way through life. And that's what I'm trying to do. Is Sky's not forgotten. I love him so much. I'm always going to love him. He was the longest relationship I had. And the missing him, oh my God. Well, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and I missed that man so much. He would answer the phone and he'd say, "What's going on?" Never said hello. Never ever said hello. "What's going on?" Or "What's happening?" But usually it was, "What's going on?" And then when he would hang up, he never said goodbye. He'd say, "Check you later." Always, "Check you later." He never sat down and talked on the phone. He would pace back and forth talking on the phone. That was an anxiety thing for him. It helped him to kind of think, But I was thinking about that at 5 o'clock when I got up to go to the bathroom. So you learn, your body somehow, and your brain and your mind learns to live with a whole bunch of emotions. We do that anyway, even when life is like even and good, and like nobody's sick and nobody's dying and everybody's good, everything's good. We're going through all kinds of emotions. And then for me, it's the loss of this man, and that's hard. And then starting a new relationship and finding all the feelings that go into that new relationship, right? And building that relationship and creating that relationship and giving that relationship life. And over here, my loss and everything in between. And then everything that goes on throughout the year. Like 2 days ago, on the 29th, my mom had her 99th birthday, would have been her 99th birthday. So I juggled through those emotions. She would have been 99. And so it's things happen every day, and you're getting through those. You go through those emotions. You try to figure them out, and you learn to do a whole lot of things on your own. Even though there's someone in my life now, so much of my life is on my own. Like, I'm still figuring it all out on my own. And so it's crazy. It's crazy how we can split our emotions and keep everything in its place as much as you can. But it does overlap. I mean, it does. And all you can do is just try and weave your way through it. So, knowing that I'm in a relationship, knowing that I'm in my 66th year and he's finishing his 69th year. He will turn 69 in February. So he's pretty close to finishing his 69th year. So when you get to this point, you really, really, really look at time left to do like, what do you want to do? What do we want to do with this time that's left? What do we want to see? What do we want to say to each other? What do we want to experience before it's our turn? And that's a strange feeling in itself, because I went through my life, getting a new car, getting a job, renting a home or, you know, living, getting new clothes, like, and then you get to this age and it's like, okay, what do we want to see before we go? You know, making sure there's a will and there's an advance directive and, you know, making sure of all these things that we didn't have to think about or didn't think about when we're young. Young people should be thinking about all this. Put it all on paper. I don't care how young you are, put stuff on paper because life comes at you 100 miles an hour. So I'm hanging in there. I'm finding my way. My son, because a couple people have asked, moved out yesterday. He was with me for a while, a good couple of weeks. And then he left from a Friday to a Wednesday, like 4 days, five days, something like that. Yeah. And then he came back last Wednesday and in the evening, and he stayed with me until yesterday, which was Monday. So from Wednesday to Monday, and he moved into a like a community house, and he really likes it, and the people around him are decent, and there's a lot of support systems and stuff in place. So that's all good. So it's back to, you know, he's not here now, so I don't have that extra person here in my home. And he seems to be doing okay enough. They did have to call the ambulance last night because he got this massive nosebleed, and that's the third nosebleed he's had in the last month. But he has Sjogren's syndrome, and he gets these myxomas, these growths that just these things that look like almost like little stalks grow in his body. And he had one at the beginning of the year up in his sinus cavity that had to be removed. And he had gotten this massive nosebleed that just wouldn't stop. And they had to go up in there and remove this thing that had grown. So I'm kind of holding my breath. When the ambulance was called, the EMT said, you need to get to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. And I know that's like right around the corner. I know it. So, but he's around a lot of people, you know. He has his own room. Everybody has their own room there. Washer, dryer, cable, internet. He doesn't have a TV though, but so he likes the area. He likes the people. That's all good. He needs that. So it's myself and the new man when he's here, and just trying to get by, trying to move on. I'm going to go. I'm going to finish my water. I'm going to sit in meditation for 10 to 15 minutes. And I need to get some exercise in. I have not walked the last 2 days because of the weather. This almost constant rain or drizzle. I could have gotten the umbrella. But I did walk to the grocery store though, 2 days in a row. But that wasn't a real, you know, it was just to the grocery store and back. So it wasn't a really, really good workout. But I'm going to get some exercise in here and get my shower and then kind of call it a night. We have a busy day tomorrow, he and I. And then Thursday, he has a busy day. That does not include me. So I'll have Thursday to myself. Friday, I don't know what's happening Friday. Saturday, he has a busy day. Sunday, we're going to a show. So that will be nice. So again, this whole month is full of stuff, and some of it's really exciting and cool, and other parts of it are just like stuff you have to go through, you know, going to the PCP, going to get a test done, talking to the psychiatrist, that's me, talking to the therapist, that's both he and I. He is a therapist, I'm a therapist. And just, you know, Sky's birthday. Tomorrow's my doctor's birthday, the one that retired. He has a birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to go on to his YouTube channel, and I'm going to leave a comment on his latest video, and I'm going to say happy birthday to the guy playing on the keyboard. That's that. I'm going. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing this channel. I appreciate you. This is not easy. It's not easy. You have to live through it to understand where I'm at. But I'm doing the best that I can do. I am. So again, thank you for being here. You can talk to me over on Messenger under Poet Quinn. If you just type in Poet Quinn, I'm over there. I had a whole string of names. If I haven't had contact with someone for like 2 weeks or so, names get archived, but they're still there. So you just got to type in my name and our thread will pop right back up. So if you want to talk to me off the comments, because I'm even debating how much longer I'm going to leave comments on. I may get to a place where I just don't have comments on, because sometimes I just don't want comments on, but for now they're going to stay on. But you can come over to Messenger. If you don't want to talk on the comments, come over to Messenger and just let me know you're from the channel, and make sure that you have something on your profile picture, because I've gotten a lot of like gray nothing with nothing, and then I just delete. I won't accept that. Take care. Do the best you can do. Try to thrive a little bit. Give yourself some grace. Okay, life there's hard parts, and we'll get through it. Because what's the alternative, right? So I'm gonna go. Take care.